Riley Keough on acting, friendship, and privilege. I felt I wouldn't be taken seriously. Riley Keough was waiting to film a scene for Andrea Arnold's American Honey in a South Dakota motel in 2015. Bill Reddy and Franklin Sue Bob, two Native American males who had grown up on the nearby Pine Ridge Reservation, were two extras she struck up a conversation with as the hours passed. It was one of those times when we just couldn't stop talking once we got going, according to Keough. After that, when it was time for lunch, I found myself asking, "Can I sit with you?" After the shoot was over, Keough and the two men exchanged phone numbers, and she and her friend and production partner Gina Gamble traveled from Los Angeles to the reserve for a vacation. They spent a few weeks driving about, having fun, and goofing around while shooting music videos for Sue Bob. "We just spent the summer hanging around with our pals because we were 26 and had nothing to do. It was a lovely summertime friendship. The first of many trips and the start of a productive partnership was that last-minute vacation." 7 years later, it resulted in the movie War Pony, which was written by Sue Bob and Reddy and directed by Keough and Gamble. The movie is about growing up on a reservation. In the movie War Pony, the lives of two young Oglala Lakota men who live on the res eventually cross paths. A dynamic 23-year-old with equal parts swagger, hustle, and tenderness is Bill. He's supposed to find the cash to save his sweetheart. But instead, Bill spends $1,000 on a poodle and he comes up with a get-rich-quick plan to breed dogs. Then there is Matho, a 12-year-old with impulsive tendencies whose issues start when he steals crystal meth from his drug-dealing father. Unbelievably, both actors are newcomers who were chosen from the reservation. The word is non-professionals, according to Keough. However, I detest that because they are highly competent. At the Cannes Film Festival last year, War Pony took home the Camera d'Or for Best Debut Feature. Gamble is speaking with Keough over the phone from Vancouver, where they are both working on a new movie. Early in their 20-seconds, the couple met in LA after being introduced by mutual acquaintances. Gamble tells me that after 2 weeks, Keough had essentially moved into her apartment. "I'd say Riley was more homeless than she appeared to be when I first met her." She uses the word homeless in jest. Keough is the granddaughter of Elvis Presley and the daughter of Lisa Marie Presley. When she was a little child, Michael Jackson served as Keough's stepfather for a short period of time before Nicolas Cage took over. "How did she get to be homeless, then?" "At the time, my family was residing in England," she said. "So I basically stayed wherever I was allowed whenever I was in LA." Gina owned that for a while. She exhibits the wariness of someone who has grown up in the spotlight. When speaking with an interviewer, she is pleasant, but defensive, and even a little prickly. For as long as she can remember, Keough has wanted to be a writer and director. But up until recently, she had been acting, getting her big break in the movie Max Max, Fury Road, as well as roles in American Honey and the TV series Daisy Jones and the Six and the Girlfriend Experience. She is the first to acknowledge that her privilege as a young actor opened doors, amazing chances. "I entered agencies. I am given clear and severe instructions from Keough's publicist to refrain from asking personal questions before the interview." Benjamin, her brother, committed suicide in 2020 when he was 27 years old. Her mother passed away unexpectedly in January. A few days before our conversation, the tabloids joyously exaggerate tales of Keough and her grandmother Priscilla Presley engaged in a legal battle over Lisa Marie's estate. Concerning the movie, I'm interested to know how Keough and Gamble handled directing an Indigenous story. Filmmaker Willie White, a Native American, is one of the movie's producers. He has previously had bad encounters with outsiders swooping in and stealing stories from the tribe. "They generally tell the same story," White remarked, "because what they see is only the surface level, its poverty, its hardships, and its challenges." He thought that seeing these movies contributed significantly to localized prejudice and negative stereotypes. War Pony, on the other hand, is a group endeavor. Reddy and Sue Bob wrote it. The majority of the cast and all of the Native American roles in the movie are all performed by Indigenous actors. Before the shoot, cultural competency classes were offered to the non-Indigenous crew. But as white moviemakers taking on directing roles, did Keough and Gamble experience any trepidation? Not at first, according to Keough, when they were just having fun without a script or sponsors. "We weren't even sure whether this was a real event, so there wasn't any anxiety. Nobody at Pine Ridge believed this to be a genuine film. Many of us believed it was doomed to failure." The damaging preconceptions White cautioned about became clear throughout the fundraising phase. Potential sponsors said the story wasn't dark enough. It either had too many humorous moments or didn't drive home how poor people are. According to Keough, they wanted it to be more depressing, more devastating. "I was deeply disturbed by that." A white persona and a white perspective were often offered for the movie, much to the anger of the filmmakers. A white character they could relate to in the movie. A gateway for white audiences, claims Keough. They debated whether to write in a white journalist for nearly 5 minutes. "After that, we immediately removed her," recalls Gamble. The biggest non-Indigenous character in the book is a wealthy turkey farmer who, naively, thinks he's a fine enough guy. He is included to highlight the perniciousness of casual racism. Gamble claims, "By the time we started producing the movie, we were aggressively conscious that we were two white filmmakers creating this movie. But we believed that if the other option prevailed, the movie wouldn't be made." Keough and Gamble make an effort to give Reddy and Sue Bob credit. The names of the writers are listed before those of the directors in all publicity materials. Gamble claims, "We were very much Bill and Franklin's vessels. Throughout filming, the collaboration remained intact." According to Keough, "What we wanted to do was really take any of our thoughts or opinions out and really help facilitate Billy and Frank showing Pine Ridge the way they see it."